A blessed evening, a blessed day to all of you, dear friends, who are with us in this worship through this live streaming. Once in a while, I get, or I'm sure you also get now, texts from the NDRRMC now, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, reminding us that a typhoon is coming, or there is a earthquake drill, the eruption of a volcano, etc. I think with this, thanks to this agency now, council in the government that is established, I think even in small municipalities, they have already these groups, that people are becoming more aware and prepared in times of calamities or emergencies. It is good, and I think this is a good move to organize this, especially in a country like ours, where we have so many calamities now, natural calamities, of course, not counting the man-made calamities, which are worse at times. And thanks to this, that people are more aware now of being prepared. I know a fellow priest, for example, who has a small bag near his bed with the important documents, flashlight, first aid kit, etc. Now, I think such an attitude must have been motivated by the fact and the desire to be ready, especially in emergency situations. Someone wrote that there are kinds of things or events that happen to us. One, he said, is that there are things that we cannot foresee, and much less we can control them. Like, for example, the natural catastrophes like earthquake, etc. They come, they happen to us, and are beyond our control and our will. Another type is there are things also that we can foresee, but we cannot have any control of them. They don't depend on us, like the sunrise and the sunset, the change of weather. We can foresee them, yet we cannot do anything about them. We cannot say, stop sun there, no? There is another category, those that we can foresee, and being vigilant, we can control up to a certain point. For example, flooding. No? The risk of flooding is reduced if there is a serious planning and implementation of projects that would control flooding. And also when people cooperate in the proper disposal, for example, of garbage, especially the plastics that many times block our sewerage systems, our rivers, canals. And we realize our irresponsibility when nature slaps us hard, bringing suffering to people because of floods, and bringing back to us the garbage we throw, just like Manila Bay would bring back again and again the garbage, the plastic we have thrown. No. The parable of the 10 virgins reminded the first generation of Christians, and also reminding us all, and in fact all generations of Christians, that the coming of the Lord is certain, although we do not know, and we do not know the exact moment. And a concrete example again would be our experience of the pandemic. Everybody was busy, never expected that this would happen. No. In every moment, if we do God's will, even if we don't know the exact time of God's coming, as authors would say, it doesn't actually matter that we know when the Lord comes. The great question and issue is if we are prepared. One author said, calls this the blessed ignorance. He understands this, that who cannot foresee nor control the things, yet he tries to prepare himself or herself, follows the rules and regulations that must be followed in every circumstance, in order not to be surprised with lamps put off and without reserved oil. He said, this is the blessed ignorance, as he said. Ultimately, it is the more important thing is that one who is prepared to face this. And the gospel, or the first reading today, for example, gives us some hints, and that is to live according to the dictates of moral life. No? That we live according to our conscience and follow the dictates of our conscience. To live a saintly life. This is what is more important than knowing when will this day, the day of the Lord, will come for us. As we come to celebrate His love, God's love in this Eucharist, we open once again our lives to His mercy, to His grace, that we may be given the strength to do His will in every circumstance of our life, because it is in doing so that we are truly prepared, in doing God's will in every moment of our life, in every circumstance, what God is asking us in every circumstance. And we follow and do what is honorable, what is good, then that is the best way, they say, as to prepare us for the coming of the Lord. May the Lord be our strength in doing always His will. Amen.